Hey guys, I just want to say that before the intro music comes, I just want to say that I'm making a few changes to my video schedule. Now, I'm getting rid of my Tuesday show, which is usually a gaming video, mainly because, that's my least popular video. Like, no one really pays attention to those. So, getting rid of Tuesday. Gaming videos can pop up on Sunday, because that's random videos. But, the good thing about getting rid of the Tuesday show is that it gives me, a little bit more of a chance to prepare for reviews on movies or toys. So anyways, here comes the intro music. Hey guys, it's Will VS93 here, and usually on Tuesday I would post a new gaming video, but I was actually searching YouTube for the past couple nights and I realized that there were no reviews of this movie at all on YouTube, so this makes me the first to review it. And as you can tell, it's on the movie Two Brothers. Now, this movie happens to be one of my most favorite of all time, and to sum it up in one sentence, it's about two tiger brothers who get separated as cubs and are then reunited years later when they're adults. Now, this film stars Guy Pearce as Aidan McRory, our main villain, but later has a change of heart. Now, the reason why I call him the villain is because at the beginning and for a majority of the film, all he wants to do is steal ancient statues in order to get them in a museum and basically kill the tigers in order to get to the statues. Now, by the end of the movie, he gets a change of heart when he starts to form a bond with one of the young cubs. It also stars Jean-Claude Dreyfus as the administrator Eugene Normandy, and it also stars Freddie Highmore as the administrator's son, Raoul. Now, before I give you my own personal thoughts about this movie, I'm going to run you through the plot of the movie. So enjoy. Now, this film first starts off with two tigers who meet and they perform a mating ritual, and then they eventually have cubs. Now, when we first see the entire tiger family together, they're all, just chilling by a pond, and the two cubs decide to go and wander off. Now, during the cubs' little, exploring, they come across a coconut and they play ball with it, but the coconut then falls into the hands of a rodent. So the rodent takes the coconut and basically runs, and one of the cubs, I think it's the younger cub, decides to go after the rodent, but then the adult rodent comes out and basically scares the younger cub up a tree. And this causes the older cub to come in and basically attack the rodent and scare it back into its hole or whatever. Now, the cub that got chased up a tree, it jumps off the tree and it hurts its paw because of how hard it hit the ground. Now, the cubs begin to hear voices and they realize that it's a team of hunters coming to steal the statues, which is led by Aidan McRory. Now, when the parent tigers hear these voices, they both take off. The mother tiger goes after her cubs, and the father tiger decides to go up and defend their temple home. So the mother tiger appears behind the cubs, and she carries the injured one in its mouth. And the other cub, follows behind, but he's having trouble keeping up. The tigers eventually make it back to their temple home, but it's too late because the hunting party has already arrived at their temple. So one of the dogs of the hunting party smells out a tiger and the team goes into action. So the mother tiger takes the injured cub and escapes, but the other cub is still stuck in the temple. One of the hunters manages to make it into the temple and attempts to shoot the cub, but the hunter then gets attacked by the father tiger, who is then shot dead by McRory. McRory then finds the young cub and basically traps him in a little cage. Now, the mother tiger and the other cub end up escaping while the other cub is left behind. Now, I think this cuts I think the film would then cut to a few hours later where McRory then begins to form a bond with one of the young cubs and basically begins to treat it like, his own little kitten or whatever. And, at first the cub is, really, he's all angry, all growling, and then, he just calms down when McRory lets him chew on his hand. Not like chew, like, just nibble. and then McRory then feeds him honey drops, which then becomes one of sorry, I almost gave away the cub's name there. So yeah, basically just to sum up what I'm trying to say, basically McRory begins to form a bond with this young cub. Now McRory would then make it back to the village where he's staying at, but he gets arrested, and well, he gets arrested because, you know, he was trying to steal the statues, and the young cub then becomes the chief's property, you know, the chief of the village. Now later on that night, the mother tiger then attempts to get her cub back, but is then chased off by the villagers with fire. Okay, now the young cub is then put in a box where it gets shipped off to a circus. Now during the journey, the mother tiger does a second attempt to get her young cub back, but, you know, it gets shaken off the truck and, you know, fails. Now the cub makes it to the Zerbino circus, which is led by Zerbino, where that cub is given the name of Kumal, K-U-M-L-A-L. Now, and we also meet Zerbino, who is the ringmaster of the circus, and we also meet Saladin, a fire-eating sword swallower. Dickhead. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this Saladin character because he is really cruel to the animals. Like, he has this wooden stick that he uses to hit them whenever they don't do what he says. And he throws Kumal into the cage. You know, he just throws him. He doesn't put him in nicely. He just throws him. And he calls him names like Move Your Lip. Like, he's a dick. So, let's see. Yeah, so basically now, McRory is let out of jail by the administrator, Eugene Normadin. And the reason why McRory gets bailed out is because the administrator needs McRory's help in order to capture a tiger, so that the administrator's ruler, which he doesn't have a name, he's just referred to as His Excellency. So McRory then manages to capture the mother tiger, so that His Excellency can shoot it, you know, to prove that he's still a good hunter like his father. So McRory then takes a team out and plots more traps for the tigers, where he traps the mother tiger and the other cub in a hole. And when it's time for the hunting party, he lets the tigers out, and the mother tiger then ends up getting shot in the ear by His Excellency, but it's not dead. The mother tiger then, you know, gets up, then takes off. But she forgot her cub, because right before the hunting party, she dropped off the other cub in the, she put it in like a rock, because, you know, yeah, in a rock. Alright. Now, the other cub that was left behind when its mother took off into the forest is later found by the administrator's son, Raoul, who, you know, he found the cub because his dog Bitsy smelled it out. Now, Raoul renames the cub Sangha, where it becomes his new pet. Now, there's a really funny shot in the movie where Raoul and Sangha are playing hide and seek, and Sangha is hiding on Raoul's shelf of stuffed animals, and he blends in pretty well, and, you know, I just thought that scene was funny, so I just thought I should, you know, mention it in this review. Now, later on that night, McRory is having dinner at the administrator's house, where the administrator tells him that he needs the skin of the tigress that His Excellency shot in the ear, but McRory knows that the tiger is not dead, so McRory needs to come up with something in order to get a tiger skin. So McRory then goes to the Zerbino circus because he knows that the people at Zerbino circus keep the skin of their animals after they die, where he then reconnects with the young cub that he found when he was trying to steal the ancient statues of the temple. Now that cub is now renamed Kumal, and Kumal recognizes McRory, and then, you know, he gets fed the treats that McRory used to feed him, which are the honey drops. So he's then stopped by Zerbino, who basically tells McRory, you know, that you can't do that, they can take your finger off even at that age. So McRory then asks Zerbino and Saladin if they have a tiger skin. So basically, the Zerbino and Saladin make McRory pay 1,000 I forget the name of the money that they're using in the movie. Like, I forget the name of it. It starts with a P, I know that. So McGrory then pays them the money only if they spend some of it on Kumail. So what the people at Zerbino Circus do is they kill their main attraction, or their tiger that they're using, because, you know, they have a tiger at the circus which is named Bloody Caesar, but because the tiger is too old, they end up killing it and give the skin to McGrory so that he can give to the administrator, which can be a gift for His Excellency's wife. It's a lot of trouble to go for a tiger skin. So it turns out that when the skin gets to His Excellency, that it's in the, you know, okay, how do I put this? Okay, so it turns out that when the skin gets to His Excellency, that he knows it's fake because the hole is in the wrong ear. Now, one thing I should have mentioned earlier is that the administrator's dog is kind of like the antagonist for Sangha, because he's always chasing him and always trying to, you know, basically try to chase him, try to scare him. So one day, Sangha, you know, Bitsy gets in a room where Sangha is, and the two have, you know, one final chase where Bitsy gets Sangha cornered in a fireplace, like, you know, a chimney that's not lit, of course. And then basically Sangha attacks Bitsy and gets his revenge and almost kills him. Now this freaks out Raoul's mother so much that she kicks Sangha out of the house, where Sangha gets taken away by, he gets taken away where he arrives at His Excellency's palace, where he becomes a part of their collection of wild animals. And, yeah.